When we find ourselves emotionally overwhelmed, we step outside our window of tolerance for emotion regulation. At this time, it's incredibly difficult to think things through in a rational, logical way. Now, this isn't because there's something wrong with you. In fact, you're working exactly as you're supposed to as a pretty normal and regular human being. When our emotions reach a predetermined threshold, our brain begins to shut down certain functions that we don't need. These functions are considered non-essential as they're not required in an emergency situation where we may need the energy to fight our way through or run away from danger in the environment. This is the very purpose of our internal fight or flight system. You're now at your emotional breaking point, or maybe the worst has already happened and the current situation that you find yourself in is simply the straw that broke the camel's back. The only thing that you can do in these circumstances is to make an attempt to reduce the amount of distress that you're currently experiencing. The dialectical behaviour therapy distress tolerance skills are designed to be incredibly helpful in circumstances such as this. The PDF that you find at the bottom of the page that's attached to this video provides all the information on the DBT distress tolerance skill that's known as TIPP. The TIPP skill is intended to bring you down from the emotionally overwhelming situation that you may currently find yourself in by deactivating the fight or flight system. Using this skill doesn't remove the emotional experience in our system though, it just shuts down the fight or flight aspect of things, which gives us the opportunity to bring in some of the other skills that are available to us in the DBT skills training program. TIPP follows the standard rules of mnemonics in dialectical behaviour therapy, and it stands for temperature, intense exercise, paced breathing, and paired muscle relaxation. When a conscious effort is made to use any of these skills, the feelings of being emotionally overwhelmed can be significantly reduced in a short period of time. I recommend taking some time to read through the PDF that's attached to the page we mentioned earlier, then practice using these skills to figure out which ones work best for you. But first, let's take a look at what each one means. When we're upset, our body will often increase in temperature. Quite often, people report feeling hot throughout a time that's considered to be emotionally overwhelming. To counter this, try splashing your face with really cold water, hold on to an ice cube, or putting your hands into a bowl of iced water. Changing your body temperature will help to cool you down both physically and emotionally. It's also incredibly helpful to activate the senses that are associated with participating in these skills, as this can contribute to deactivating the fight or flight system that's present in an emotionally overwhelming situation. Participating in any intense exercise for a short period of time will basically shut down the intense emotion. However, most of us are not marathon runners, and that's okay, because we really don't need to be. If you're capable of participating in this type of exercise program, and please check with a medical professional before you do so, try sprinting to the end of your street, doing some jumping jacks until you've tired yourself out, or even climbing the stairs in your apartment building. Increasing oxygen flow helps to decrease your stress levels. Plus, it's incredibly difficult to remain dangerously upset when you're physically exhausted. Remember, if anger is the emotion that you're trying to deactivate, it's a physically draining emotion to maintain for any significant period of time. Breathing is probably one of the most natural things that we all do. In fact, it's pretty much taken for granted. However, most people are not aware of the skill that it takes to control our breathing in order to have a profound impact on reducing our emotional pain. There are many different types of breathing exercises that you can do to achieve this goal. If you have a favorite one to use, then breathe it out. If you don't, try a technique called box breathing. Each breath interval is 4 seconds long, so take in air for 4 seconds, hold it in for 4 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds, and hold it for 4 seconds. Then start the process all over again. Continue to focus on this breathing pattern until you begin to feel calm. Much like temperature reduction, steady breathing reduces the impact of the fight or flight system on our behavioural responses. For many people, the science of paired muscle relaxation is a fascinating thing. When you go through the process associated with voluntarily tightening your muscle, then relaxing it and allowing it to rest, The science has shown us that the muscle will become more relaxed than it was before it was tightened. It's a physiological fact then that any relaxed muscle requires less oxygen, so your breathing and heart rate will naturally slow down as a result. Next time you're in a state of emotional overwhelm and you're able to tap into this type of skill, focus on a specific group of muscles in your body, such as the muscles in your arms. Tighten the muscle as much as you can for about 5 seconds, then let go of the tension. Let the muscle relax, and you will notice that you will begin to relax as well. Using the different aspects of the distress tolerance skills in TIPP will bring you a step closer to what's known in DBT as being in a state of wise mind. In this state, you're able to recognize the rational, logical aspects of the reason mind and understand the passion associated with emotion mind, while still maintaining the skills required to make constructive choices. This allows you to deal with the problem you're currently facing and generally cope in a pretty healthy and productive way. Take some time to practice these skills when you're not faced with an emotionally overwhelming situation in order to develop your ability to implement them when you are. Remember, if you're attempting to do this for the first time when you're in a state of emotional overwhelm, it's an incredibly difficult thing to do. Practice this skill when you're in a state of calm mind, and it will develop your ability to implement it when it's needed. As always, if you take a look around my YouTube channel or go through the pages of my website, you're going to find a lot more information on this and many other skills associated with DBT. If you like the content of this video, please subscribe to the channel, smash that like button and turn on those notifications. I hope it was helpful for you to get a bigger understanding of the DBT TIPP skill. Thanks for watching, take care, be safe and be well.